Kahala Yahweh Bashem Melshai, Bashem Rakak Rudash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, who before losing our true heritage were known as the Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the recent rumors of war because of the recent killing of the Iranian top general. But let's go ahead and read this scripture first. This is Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The woes that are referred to here in the book of Revelations are referring to the 3 world wars that are going to take place before the second coming of the Messiah. And this morning I woke up and I found this thread. Now it's a little crazy because one, this isn't under the world news or world politics, which is where I usually go to first, but it's under the teenagers thread. Usually you find a lot of dumb shit here and a lot of things about games. But this was posted about 5 hours ago. That would make it about 1:30 a.m. here in California, and it's since gotten about 14,000 votes. Now, so it seems that since this went down, that it's been on the minds, and namely on a lot of the youth here in Babylon the Great. And as you're going to see in the comments, a lot of these people, even though they say it jokingly, some of them, they're worried about being drafted because they understand that this is going to be a big war. Now, let's go and read this just so you can see some of the things that have developed overnight, and you can see how quickly this is escalated. So it tells you here, it says, so far, this is what is going on with World War III news. U.S. killed the second most important figure in Iran and killed the commander of a major paramilitary in Iran. Okay. And it says, as a response, Iran's head has vowed, saying the criminals who did this will face severe response. You see that, man? So Trump, a lot of people are saying he did this because he wants to ensure that he gets reelected for his second term in the office of president of Babylon the Great. But ultimately, the reason why he did it is because this is the plan of the Most High. Because this is the what is prophesied in the Bible to go on, that the smallest of the flock would draw them out, and them being Iran, Russia, and China, and the smallest of the flock being Israel. And we all know that America is the big dumb bully that fights the wars or fights the battles for the little nerdy Israel, right? That's the whole spiritual premise of it, I guess you could say, right? But ultimately, let's continue to some of these other points. It says, Pentagon just issued a warning saying they will proceed to take action to protect America. And this is the point. Check this out. American governing officials have been encaved and moved to a safe location. So more than likely they're in Iron Mountain over in Colorado, under the Rockies, where they have all the military bases at. Let's see. So you see, they already are preparing for war. Turkey and other countries are mobilizing soldiers. Right? And what is it? And what does that tell you? Right? What scripture does that remind you of? That would be Joel 3 and 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people. My people would be the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. And for my heritage, Israel, again, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Right? Because everybody right now, especially what's going on, you're going to start seeing all the nations start to bring their troops in there to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is right by Syria, right? Right by where all this stuff is going down, right where this general was killed. The U.S. is sending paratroopers and is increasing safety measures in the Middle Eastern bases. The value of gold and silver and similar stuff is increasing in the stock market, similar to what happened before previous wars or conflicts. Money is safe in commodities because the value won't significantly drop because there's only a limited supplies. All major Russian, American, and British news outlets announce that it's highly, if not certain, that Iran will strike back using major force. If Iran is attacked, Russia will step in as they have a pact, which will mean NATO will step up and mobilize its troops, which could result in reserve troops being deployed, basically start of a war. And what does that tell you right there, man, where it says Russia will step in? What scripture does that remind you of? That would be Ezekiel 38:7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Right? And right here, the Lord is referring to the Russians, man. And thy company would be Iran, China, and all the other companies, all the other nations that have joined on to Russia and Iran and China, man. All the people who are going to be coming up against the NATO Western powers. It says, ex and current military members have gone on social media saying there's a huge chance of a World War III. All this is a possibility, not a certainty. Either way, boys, by the time we turn 25, there's going to be a war. That's what history has taught us. You know, and when you get into the history timeline and you look at the prophecies, we're right about here, right? We're right about here, right? And then we have the economy about to collapse. Right now, it's already just on lifeline, right? It's basically on life support. Billions of dollars are being pumped into the economy daily just to keep it afloat. You know, everybody's pretending to be living lavishly while everybody's drowning in debt, not paying their car bills, their rent, all that stuff. We're on the verge of race war and riots, breaking out, and then soon after that you'll have martial law. And for the most part, the New World Order is pretty much being declared now, man. You just had on the 26th, you had the Pope and the Vatican come out saying that Christianity is dead and that a new world religion is needed, right? So I'm gonna make a video on that soon. And then pretty much we just got the mark of the beast, and then World War III, which is what we're getting into today. And then after that, that's when the Messiah, he's gonna come back, and then the rest of the prophecies will play out. But yeah, people, we're here. So, but I just wanted to touch on these points, man. See, and these people don't understand that this is all being orchestrated. So we are going into this world war, just as World War I was kicked off by the false flag assassination of Francis Ferdinand, and then you had the false flag events that led to World War II. Now you're going to have the assassination of this guy, probably be the powder keg that kicks off the explosives, the war, man. So let's go ahead and read ultimately the scripture I want to get to, man. This is pretty much what's going on right now, and this is what the Lord Himself has prophesied. This is why it's in red, right? So for all you people out there who say that the Bible isn't true, so you just don't understand it, man. You just haven't actually read it. I used to be in that same boat, man. I used to think this was a bunch of hogwash until I actually sat down and got into it, and I found out that everything that I knew about it was lies, right? That it was lies that were told to me, so I didn't get into this, man. But the Bible is basically a rhythmic, poetic Rubik's Cube, man. That it's a puzzle. and you have to be told what means what, right? Which you could verify for yourself, which is what I did, right? And in the Bible, when it's read in its proper context, it's only broken down in one manner. The Bible itself says there is no private interpretation of the Bible. See, this is the stuff they don't tell you at church. But let's read this, man. This is Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, and see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? And that's exactly what's happening, man. You got kingdom rising up against kingdom. You got famines going on right now, which is why they've had to bring in GMOs, because they can't. These farmers can't grow the food that they need, man. You know, you got California farmers out here losing their shit because they can't get the water, and companies suing Monsanto like crazy because all the pesticides that they put into their fields have now polluted the ground, and things don't want to grow anymore, right? And pestilences, and right, we already have these pestilences. We have the Black Plague back in Los Angeles. You have all these other pestilences. You have the locusts in Florida, right? And so many other things, man. You got the plagues that were hitting Egypt. They've now come back again. And every day you're always hearing about earthquakes all over the place, right? And in different crazy places that they shouldn't even be in. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right? And that's what's happening right now, man. You're having our names being dragged through the mud falsely, because this truth is actually coming out, and they don't want us to tell the world the truth of what's happening, right? What's the true narrative of what's actually happening in the world, right? Because this is the only truth that is actually out there. All the conspiracy theories that you have out there all lead to this one truth, the truth that is the Bible and the proper understanding of it. Not the lies that they teach in these churches, but the truth that is being told online through the men of Great Millstone, from the Apostle Tahar all the way down, right? And this is what, and then verse 10, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. See, and that's what's happening right now, man. There's a lot of people being offended in this message, right? But didn't the Lord himself say, blessed blessed is he that is not offended in me, right? And that's what's happening, man. See, a lot of people are being offended because they think that the truth that we're talking about, they think it's lies, right? But the joke's on those people, man, because this is the truth. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And that's your Vocab Malones, your T.D. Jakes, your Joel Osteens, your Kanye West. That's those people, man, that are teaching that prosperity doctrine, you know. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. But yeah, see, so that's what's happening right now, people. We are this gospel, it's basically being taught all over the world now, man. And that's why you're starting to see things escalate. So this is ultimately the truth. I just wanted to update you brothers with to give you a head start on what's going on today, because you know it ain't gonna be too far, but pretty soon we're gonna be to the point where we're gonna see the Messiah coming back in his second coming, man. So with all that, I just want to go and give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.